Welcome back to the channel, guys. So I promised you a combo video and here it is. So the last video in this series I told you guys the Artmage game plan, and in this video I'm going to show you some different combos that you can do. TLDR though, this deck doesn't really have like combos per se. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be drawing some test hands and just show you how to get to your full board off of those test hands. So that's what I'll be doing in this video. And a brand new Artmage card just got revealed this morning. So at the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys some combos with that card as well. So you can stay tuned for that. Okay. Let's do it now. So this is our hand. Alright, so the first things first, activate Academic's Arcs of Acropolis. Then we'll activate Finmel's effect in hand to special and then draw one. So we'll do that, and we got a Super Poly. So not our extender, but that's fine because we already have the field spell. So I'll use the field spell effect, and I will declare Artmage Grappler, and discard Dark Ruler no more for it. So I'll add Grappler, and then if they have nothing on res, effect, and he'll set a card immediately. And the card that you're going to want to set is this card, Vandalism Assault, because we need to continue comboing. So we'll activate Vandalism Assault. That's going to add a Medius to our hand. And then you normal summon Medius. You want to tell your opponent that you're using your additional normal summon as well. So just for clarity. So effect. We will summon Artmage Power Patron and then activate its effect. Summoning the Arcturus, who is currently live based on what we have on the field, and then we'll activate Artmage Power Patron's effect, and that will allow us to add an Artmage spell or trap to a hand that we don't possess in our graveyard. We already used Grappler to get Vandalism, so ideally you want to get this card. So you'll activate this, and you're going to go for the trap with this. Okay guys, so I decided to just show you a trickier hand to use instead of drawing randomly, because I've been getting good hands. So you'll just normal summon Artmage Power Patron, then you use Grappler's effect. Grappler will set the field spell. You'll activate the field spell. And then for this hand, since you've already started Grappler, I would say your best bet is to go for Finmel and hope that you draw something good. So we'll use the field spell and go for Finmel. Then we'll use Finmel's effects. So we'll summon her to the board and then draw a card. Wow, that's funny. Okay, so we drew into Littera. So here is the tricky part about this hand. You're not going to get to go into the Arcturus because you don't have a way to access Medius right now. So you're going to have to play this hand without that. But that's not the end of the world. So we'll just use Littera's effects, summon herself to the board. You don't have to add anything. Then we'll set one, and we'll end our turn. So this board is not as good as our usual board, but as you can see, it still does offer something. So you can do a spell trap pop, you have a monster negate, and you can also make Nerva. So it's not the end of the world, and you're backed up by a Super Poly. Of course, you're starting with the field spell. So say, a way how you can play around stuff with this deck is if you're scared of something like Ash, you can start with like a suboptimal name and see if your opponent takes the bait. So for example, I could say Artmage Littera and pitch my Masterwork Succession. So if my opponent ashes that, then I just won't get to add Littera, but I'll be completely fine. And if they do not ash it, then I'll just get back this card. So it'll be like I didn't really lose anything. So let's say that they have some idea what the deck does and they decide not to ash here. So we'll add Littera. and then we'll use her effect, put this back in our hand. Now we'll use our female. To be honest, if they really know the deck, then this is probably their best target to Ash. So let's say they do that, so they activate Ash, it's going to stay in your hand because it's the same effect, to draw and to summon. So if they Ash this card, it's just going to stay in your hand. So you wouldn't get anything off of that, but that's completely fine. We'll use the field spell, call Grappler, effect of Grappler, activate, normal effect, normal effect, and then you'll use the effect of this. In this instance, effect, we're going to add the trap, and we're actually going to set the trap on the field because we want to get this back. So we'll set 1, set 2, set 3. And then once it comes around to their turn, you can do this in the draw phase if you want to, or you can wait until they activate a few cards. You just use this and summon out your second copy from the deck. Bear in mind though, you won't be able to use the grave effect of the trap because you can only use one effect per turn. But that's fine because now we have Branded Lost, so we can nuke their board and they won't be able to respond to it. Okay, so we can't keep cross out because that's an automatic beat to Nib, so we're putting that back and we draw Dark Ruler. Okay, so how can we beat Nib with this hand? Normal effect, that's 2 summons. So we're not using this effect. We'll use Grappler here. So that's 3. We do need to set that. Then we'll use this, and we'll get Littera. We then use Littera's effect, summon to the board, add Pact Awakening back to our hand, set, and pass turn. So the keen-eyed of you will notice that this is the exact same end board, this is the full board basically, because once it comes around to their main phase, we'll go ahead and use this, and fuse those 2 off. To make this, and then we will use this to get this. So it's the exact same end board, the only difference is you won't be able to do any more fusions on their turn unless you had the quick play spell, which we don't in this example. So for this hand, you start Vandalism Assault. Since we have this card in our hand already, we could just normal summon this card and then use its effect. So we'll fuse with Medius from our hand, and instead of being summon 3, now this is summon 2. So you then use effect of Power Patron Artmage, and you will grab your field spell. So you'll then activate your field spell, use its effect, and you'll get Grappler here. So this is summon 3, use its effect, and we'll set Varnish Alteration. We'll use Varnish Alteration here, we're using it to get the trap. So Varnish Alteration goes to the graveyard. And then we have 2 options here. We can either do Finmail now, or we can just end on Littera. So I'm going to use this, get this back for follow-up, summon that. So we're now at summon 4, and then we'll set our trap, set this as a bluff, and we'll end our turn right there. Then when it comes around to their turn, we activate this, we get this. So now Branded Blast is active for the rest of the turn, and we still have Litera. Okay, so I promised you guys a combo with the new card, so I'm going to show you that right now. So this card is going to be integral moving forward. We're probably going to have to start playing it at 3, because if we get it in our opening hand, it makes our end board a lot better with the new card. So this is going to be my stand-in for the new card. Obviously, I don't have it as yet because it was literally just revealed to us this morning, but I will show you what you can do with it. So let me just shuffle my deck. So this is in here. So this is in our hand. So we're going to be drawing 4 cards. Okay, so this is our hand. So first and foremostly, the new card can be summoned in 2 ways. You can either do it with 2 Artmage monsters, or you can discard a spell or trap from your hand and tribute a level 7 or higher Artmage monster. So that's what we're going to be doing in this example. So we're going to be discarding our Ultimate Slayer and tributing our Finito, and then we'll summon her to our side of the field, and then when she's summoned, she has an effect that will allow us to set an Artmage spell or trap from our deck. Obviously, we're getting the field spell. If we didn't have the field spell, we could have gotten, if we didn't have these many Artmage monsters in our hand, we could have gotten the Artmage card that lets us add Medius, and then we could have worked from there. But since we have these cards in play already, we'll just get the field spell. So we'll use Academics Acropolis. So we're not using its effect, we're just activating it, and then we'll activate Grafflair from our hand. And we'll get this. We'll now activate this. Add Medius, use our additional normal summon, and activate its effect. We'll use this effect, and we'll grab this, and then we activate that effect in the graveyard, which we will then use to get this. So going forward, just based on the fact that we have this new card and it allows for us to fusion summon during our opponent's turn, we might want to start keeping this on the field more instead of using the graveyard effect as much. So ideally, I'm thinking that we'll need to just set this from now on. So we'll use Litera's effect, summon herself to the board. There's no target to add back, so we won't be doing that. Then we'll just set this, and that's our turn. So when it comes around to their turn, we now have multiple different things we can do. So I'm going to show you something really neat. This card can fusion someone using monsters you control during the opponent's turn, and this card just so happens to be a light spellcaster, and this card is an illusion. So you know what that means. That means we can make this card. So how you do that is you're going to activate the effect of this card, and then you will chain this card's effect. So importantly, you have to chain this to this, because remember that if this card fully resolves, it's going to bounce to hand. But this card only fuses with monsters you control, so you can't do it if the monster leaves the field. So this card, it says you can special summon an Artmage monster to your field and then return it to the hand. So the cool thing about this card is that it resolves as much as possible. So even if it leaves the field, it's still going to do the first part, which is to bring back the Artmage monster. So we're going to go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. So they're going to fuse off. Immediately going into an Ilia Sylvia. And then Litera is going to resolve as much as possible and bring back Artmage Power Patron. We will then use our trap on a new chain and summon Finito from our deck. So now, this board is actually crazy. We can stop effects in the hand. We can stop effects on the field. We have a monster negate. We can destroy their entire board that they cannot respond to, and we can destroy a spell or trap. So this board is legitimately crazy. Finmill is actually a starter in the deck, so the amount of starters we play actually just went up. So let me show you an example of that. So I'm just going to give myself a bunch of non-engine. Three ultimate slaves. So this is the only card we have in our hand that's an Artmage card. Look at this. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the effect of our new card. It's not an effect, by the way, it's a summoning condition, just to clarify. We'll send those, and then we'll use her effect. And we will set Vandalism Assault. We'll activate Vandalism Assault, add Medius, normal summon. Effect of Medius, summoning the Power Patron, and then the Power Patron's effect. Summoning the Axorus. Effect of Artmage Power Patron. Now we're going to grab our field spell. Effect of the field spell. We're going to discard another Ultimate Slayer here. And add Artmage Graflair. Graflair's effects. Set Varnish Alteration. Activate Varnish Alteration. Add the trap. Effect of the field spell. Add Litera. Litera's effects. Get back the trap. Set the trap. And this is the exact same field. Off of one Litera. Sorry, off of one Finmill. So this new card is very good for the deck. Just off of that alone. So if you like this video, just subscribe to the channel. This is a brand new channel, guys. I'm really hoping that you can give me some support. I want to get to 100 subscribers. I'm currently at 59, so we definitely can get to 100.